All right, everybody. So this is going to be a very unusual Q&A for me. I am absolutely going to regret what I'm doing, or I'm going to maybe be like, oh, good job. So basically, it's June 30th. I was like, I have to do my Q&A, and that's what I'm literally doing. But I have so much things to do today, so I said, let me actually, while I'm driving, I'm going to record this Q&A. Now, I know what some of you are going to be like. You're going to be like, oh, why are you driving? And, you know, it's not a good thing to get yourself distracted. I have never gotten a ticket in my life, and I've been driving for a really long time. When I took my driver's test also, I only got 5 points taken off because I was doing a 3-point turn. And when you do a 3-point turn, you have to signal. I signaled, but my signal came off, and I didn't re-signal, so he took off 5 points for that. He was very bored, actually, when he was just there quietly, like, okay, like, it was just very awkward. Yeah. But anyways, so I am driving. We had a recent summer shower, so people are kind of frantic right now, and there's traffic on both directions. I've been told that I will get to my destination in 17 minutes. It said 15 minutes like 5 seconds ago, but, you know, life is not, you know, full of rainbows and smiles in some sense. Anyways, so the Q&A is going to kind of be like an update audio also, because I have some things I want to talk about. The first thing, I'm going to go with the question I was asked. And if I missed the question, I'm sorry. I kind of rushed this. So the question I got asked last month is, what is your favorite favorite Disney movie? And I would say it's a tie between Tarzan and Mulan. Tarzan because, first of all, the soundtrack for Tarzan was awesome. Actually, Mulan too. It was awesome too. Both soundtracks were awesome. But there was just something unique when I saw Tarzan, especially, you know, it was very dark towards the end. And with Mulan, like, I just like how different it was, how there was a lesson to be taught there. So it's definitely between those two. If you asked me to pick, I don't know. Maybe I'll rewatch it and I'll come back to you and answer that question again. But yes, between those two. I know people would say Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid, I thought it was boring. Like, it wasn't that special for me. Snow White, again, also wasn't that special for me. Cinderella is like the most classic one. Again, nothing that stood out to me. And the newer ones, like the newer Disney movies, I have not watched. So, Moana? That one, like, I'm so out of culture with the Disney movies. But yeah, you could tell if I'm picking Tarzan and Mulan. And come on, like, Mulan had Mushu, and like Tarzan had Tarzan. Regardless, this audio is going to be also an update. So I have decided to corrupt my soul and kind of market myself in some sense, which you might say it's not really corruption, but I'm not trying to overdo it also at the same time. So let me explain what's happening. The growth I've had on my channel, it hasn't been how it used to be. And I started noticing this with like the growth of subscribers, of viewers, with I cannot focus sometimes. Like, I'm driving and talking is not my thing. I don't know how people do it. So the subscribers and the what am I talking about? Subscribers and the views on the videos. I'm having a moment. They aren't performing as they used to. And something I've noticed is after I've gotten my strike, meaning like warning, whatever, but after I've gotten a strike, and actually it could be the warning also, I'm not really sure, things haven't looked very well, meaning it feels like YouTube is kind of punishing me in some sense. Like saying, oh, you got a strike, now you belong in this list. It's kind of the same idea, like people have been saying, oh, I'm shadow banned. It's the same concept. And in my previous channel, the one that I had before this, which I kind of used as a backup, and I have been posting some audios there too, the growth also hasn't been like how I started off like last year when I was doing this in October. So, and that channel also has, I believe, I don't know if it had a strike. I think it did, but it definitely had a warning. So I think there's something with warnings and strikes on YouTube that affects your engagement. And as much as I don't really personally care, it also affects me in some sense, because then I kind of am stuck in like one dimension where if I wanted to grow, I really can't, because I'm not exposed to different, viewers or people who are fans or should be fans, because YouTube has not been reaching a certain audience. So I thought what I should do is I should create a brand new channel, and I should really, it's like playing Russian roulette. Like I'm going to push that channel until it gets its first strike. So what do I mean by this? I'm going to open a channel and I'm going to gamble away my life. Meaning I'm going to put, catchy thumbnails or ideas that YouTube might give me a strike. But because the first time I get a warning, it's kind of like a freebie. So the intention is that these catchy thumbnails, titles, they attract new audience. And when they attract new audience, they will be redirected. Hopefully they like my stuff, redirected to my main channel. So it's like I'm fishing for subscribers. And then once the channel gets like its first strike, that's it. Like I'm done with that channel. Meaning I probably will close it and then move on and do it again. It's an experiment I want to try. And I feel like I don't believe in science, to be honest. I know some of you might be like, oh, the stars are aligned, so it's a sign. I don't know. I was scolded by some financial advisor saying, you shouldn't be saving money and just keeping it there. Like you should be reinvesting or doing something with your money. And of course, finance people, blue eyes, whatever the song goes. But there is some truth and there is some let's get your money kind of type of vibe. But she was basically telling me that, there are different ways to grow your money through CD accounts, through portfolios. And I thought, okay, I shouldn't just be sitting and doing nothing with what I have. And it's the same idea with YouTube. I shouldn't just be sitting and rely on YouTube's algorithm to reach new subscribers. So I'm going to get them myself. Yeah. I mean, what could I possibly do at this point? So if you see me post a link and say, subscribe to this YouTube channel, it's my experimental ones. And you might be like, oh, so are you gonna duplicate, like double post your videos, like post it on the main channel and then post it on that channel? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post it on that channel, so like it's exclusive to that channel. And once that channel gets a strike, I'm gonna take all those videos and upload it on this main channel. Like that's the only way I think where I could just experiment and figure out what works. I think it's a good idea, but I always say to myself, when something is a good idea, it never works the way I intended. And when something's a bad idea, it always works perfectly. So we'll see how this goes. Now, what can you do? Well, you can tell me what you like, because clearly you ended up on my channel somehow and you like what I have. So if you like something, let me know, because there's other people who probably like it too. I am not grossed out or weirded by random things. Like, I'm pretty open. I think you should know me at this point. I am very neutral. And then last thing, if you can support those channels by just subscribing. If you have like a channel where you're like, I don't want to mess it up, then if you can do it on like, you know, a burner channel. I don't even know what you call a fake channel. You know how they call it burner phones? You should have like a burner channel. Just a subscribe would be very helpful. Lastly, I have officially made my decision that I'm leaving my job the middle of July. So it's another thing. I'm leaving my job in the middle of July. I said to myself, and if you guys have been following, you probably know that I should have told you all that I would have been updating my resume in the first week of June. I have not touched it. It's the end of June. I have not looked at it. I have not applied for any jobs. I'm still quitting the middle of July. And you might be like, "Ooh, that's risky. Like, why would you do that?" Now it's raining, so I have to put my, what are they called? Wipers? Whatever. You might be like, "Oh, it's risky that you're going to be quitting your job and you have nothing lined up." Well, apparently, now I gotta talk a little bit louder because I'm on the highway, by the way. I've been recording this whole thing on the highway. You might say, "Oh, it's risky," which I think I said for the third time at this point. I have only taken off 2 days. So I've only had 2 days, and it's funny because I think one of those days I had an allergic reaction. It wasn't so bad. And the other day I just didn't feel like going to work. I've only taken 2 days in my job, and I have accumulated so much sick days that when I quit, it will cover me for the whole month of August. And yes, in my job, your sick days from your PTOs from the previous years that you haven't used, they do accumulate. So I have enough to cover my expenses for August in case I can't get a job for some reason whatsoever. But yeah, I guess there's a perk with actually going to work. And, oh, it's raining really bad now. There's a perk with going to work and not pretending to be sick. Instead of making my wipers go faster, I signal to the left by accident. That's how you know I cannot coordinate. So I'm going to end here because I am only 6 minutes away from my destination. And the weather's kind of chaotic right now. But yeah, that's pretty much my Q&A, I guess. It's not really a Q&A, it's more of an update. But it is kind of crazy. Well, the next 2 months are going to be kind of crazy for me, so. But considering your girl only taking 2 days off, I can manage crazy, right? All right, see ya. Bye.